Welcome, everybody. It is Geek Load Stars. It is your boy, Taz Worlds TV. And yes, the two are missing. Yes. Unfortunately, Light Skin and Buggy are dealing with life stuff right now. So you got to deal with me for the next couple of minutes. Also, sorry about that, guys. I had some internet trouble. Even now, I kind of have some internet trouble. But, I'm on the live, so it should be okay. Just give me a minute so I can make sure that everything cool. Y'all can hear me. Just give me a minute so I can make sure that. Yep, y'all can hear me. Okay. First off, happy Sunday, guys. I hope you guys are having a good Sunday. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are whatever you guys are doing, I hope you're enjoying it, whether it's playing games or playing a game or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hope you guys are having a good one out here. All right. Now, we have a lot to get to on this episode. So for those of you that don't know, this is the Geek Roundup episode 4. Now, I know we've been slacking on these, and that's my bad. That's our bad. Again, life happens, and let me tell you guys something. It is hard, very, very hard to do a podcast and make sure that everybody's together. That's the thing. But sometimes when both people can't do it, at least one of us will do it. That's how we, try to do it. You know what I mean? So please be patient with me. I really appreciate it, y'all. But we gonna get to these new stuff that's coming up. So let's get to it. For those of you that don't know, we talk about Marvel and DC movie news. We try to give you the latest scoop of the week. You know what I mean? So let's start off with Daredevil. Now, I didn't really get to talk about this when we had the last live, right? But Daredevil came out with some new pictures, okay, of season 2, and guys, he has a new suit out here. I'm gonna try to see. Now, this is new for me. We're using StreamYard, and I never really got to use it, so hopefully I can pull this up. If not, that's cool. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let me try to pull it up real quick. Share screen. Is that it? Yes, I think we can. All right. Is that it? Yeah. Hold on. All right, so I'm not sure if it's going to let me do it like that. Okay, maybe let's do the entire screen. Maybe it'll do that. Okay. Nope. That wasn't it. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me try to do this again, y'all. Hold on 1 second. If not, it's cool. I'm pretty sure y'all saw this too, but I wanted to pull it up anyway. You know what? Don't even worry about it. So it came up, right? So Daredevil has the black and red suit from the Charles Soule run. So for those of you that don't know, when Charles Soule took over Daredevil, the suit was black and red, mostly black, and I think his hands and his boots were red. So we got a little bit of a variation of that here, and I gotta tell y'all, this looks awesome. Okay, and most importantly, it has the logo. That has been my issue with the Netflix suits. My problem was it did not have a logo. That was always my issue with these suits. It never had a logo. Now it has it on the chest, bold red letters right here in the chest. And it looks awesome. And mind you guys, if you really look at it, it has so the suit is basically from season 1 of Born Again. The only difference is it's mostly black and some red. But either way, it looks awesome. You know what I mean? And I'm glad they're doing it this way. I didn't think I would like it, but I really like it. I think it looks like one of his best suits so far. You know what I mean? And also Daredevil has been awesome these past couple of. Let me talk about that too, really quick. Daredevil as a season has been very awesome. You know what I mean? However, I have heard a lot of people. I'm not even gonna say a lot. I'm gonna say something. Some of the fan base is not feeling it. And they're not feeling it is a combination of things. One, it's taking too long for Daredevil to get back into his suit. Number two, the fight, there's really little there's little fight scenes in this season. Now, for those of you that watch the Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, not every episode had action in it, but majority of the episodes did, especially in season 1, right? Excuse me, guys. Majority of it was in season 2. I'm sorry, majority of season 1 and 2 and 3, there were fight scenes. I think season 3 was a little bit less because it was like the Born Again storyline, kind of like what we're getting here in Born Again. So here's the thing. I think people are. I'm trying to say this in the best way I can say it. I think people are a little bit greedy. Not greedy. That's not the word. Spoiled, I should say. A little bit spoiled with Daredevil because the thing that makes the Netflix Daredevil so great is not only the action scenes, of course it is, but it's also the story around it. It's the story that fuels the fighting. And in Born Again, I feel like the showrunners, the writers, took a bold turn to very bold creative decision to make Matt stay out of the suit until episode 6. That's a ballsy move. I don't know anybody else that would do that. If they had a Batman show, they would never do this. They would never let Bruce Wayne not be Batman, bro. They will never not have him wear that suit. Keep him out of the suit, I'm sorry, for 6 episodes. They will never do that. Never. Never. And that's why I like this show. I really love Born Again so much is because they focus more on story than they do spectacle. And I love that. I love that. And then you have some people that just, I don't know. I want to say they weren't fans to begin with. I ain't going to say that. For some of them, I will say that. But I think some people also just got too spoiled with Daredevil seasons 1 and 3. I think we got too spoiled on that. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm really liking Born Again. They've taken very great creative risk. They've also paralleled Fisk and Matt so heavily, more than they did in the first 3 seasons of Daredevil on the Netflix side. And it's just great, man. Listen, y'all just gotta, some of y'all, not y'all, I know we good. You know what I'm saying? Us at the Geek Low Stars round table, we know we good. You know, at the Geek Low Stars camp, we good. I know you guys are good. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about everybody else outside of that. You know what I mean? So, with that said, I'm just going to leave that with, I'm loving the series so far, and I cannot wait for the next 2 episodes because I think it's ending in the next couple of weeks. I think we only have 2 episodes left, and that's it. So yeah. But listen, like I said, I can't wait for season 2. I cannot wait for the next episodes to come. It's gonna be a stack. It's gonna be a stacked couple of weeks, y'all. Whoo, excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I just ate, and it was just coming up. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so let's get to more news. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Because I actually wanted to talk about this too. Oh, we didn't get to talk about this too. So on what was it? I think last week or the week before, we found out that Born Again season 2 is rumored to focus on Matt building up the Defenders again. Sort of like the Avengers, but Matt is basically Nick Fury. I don't have a problem with this at all. I do not have an issue with this at all. It makes sense because especially when we got Mayor Fisk out here, Kingpin is mayor, and he's trying to get rid of vigilantes. So I can see the Defenders coming back and getting it in action. Hopefully they're better than what we saw in the first season of Defenders. Because I'm not going to hold you. I didn't like the first season of Defenders. I really didn't. Part of that is because of Finn Jones. And I'm going to talk about him too, because some stuff came out with him that's very interesting. But, you know, getting back to the Defenders, this is a pretty cool way to get everybody, the band back together, honestly. And more than likely, it's going to be the same cast. It's going to be Mike Coulter, Kristen Ritter, Finn Jones, and of course, our Matt Murdock. That's Charlie Cox. So I'm digging this. This is pretty dope. I'm really digging it. Yeah, so that's all I really got to say about that. Okay, I wanted to bring that up. All right. Also, Mortal Kombat. First pictures of Johnny Cage. Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. So, I like the picture. It's cool. We haven't seen the trailer yet for Mortal Kombat 2. However, from what I see, it looks okay. They're probably going for the aging, washed up action star. And Carl Urban looks just like that. I'm not going to hold you. No disrespect. I just hope that Mortal Kombat 2 is better than the first one. And I think they're on the right track because Cole Young is not in this, I don't think. Because I haven't seen any castings with him. So he's not in it. So, and no shade to the actor, but I wasn't feeling his whole character. I wasn't feeling that. So hopefully, Mortal Kombat 2 is better. Hopefully, I was gonna say something else, but I'm like, you know what? Let me reserve judgment for when I see it, because some people really didn't like Mortal Kombat, but it did sort of well despite the COVID numbers. Because remember, this came out, I think, a year before Godzilla versus Kong. Or it came out in 2020. I think it came out in 2020. I could be wrong about that. But it came out when COVID was hot and humid out here. So you didn't really have to make much money to be successful at that time. So I get why they're doing the sequel. I just hope the sequel does much better with the action fight scenes than they did in the first one. And I hope we get more. You know what I mean? So we'll see. All right. Was there anything else? I don't think we talked about this. Really quick. Sadie Sink is going to be in Spider-Man 4. Now, we don't know who it is, but she's going to be in Spider-Man 4. And if I'm not mistaken, Sadie Sink is in Stranger Things. Now, I haven't watched Stranger Things. Yes, I understand. I'm throwing myself at the congregation. I apologize for that. But I don't really know too much of her, aside from the fact that I heard that she's from Stranger Things. So, the thing of it is, she's a redhead. Now, we don't know who this is going to be. Now, my guess, this is probably Mary Jane. The actual Mary Jane, not MJ. Zendaya, okay? And that's what I kind of hated about the MCU Spider-Man, was that they shoehorned so much crap. They tried to really shoehorn everything into, like, to make Spider-Man fit in the MCU, bro. And I can go on like hours about that, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, so this is either Mary Jane or I heard rumor wise that this is going to be where they introduce from the X-Men, Jean Grey. I don't really know about that. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know about that. I'm not 100% about that. I mean, maybe it makes sense, you know, if especially if Peter's going to college and he meets Jean Grey at college. That makes 100% sense if that's going to be the case, and that'd be a great way to kind of introduce her and going into the X-Men too, you know. So I don't know. I'd have to wait and see. You know what I mean? So let's move on. I think that was it for the old stuff. Yeah, I think that was it for the old stuff, guys. Okay. Wait. Actually, I gotta go to DC real quick, just real quick. So I don't know if you know this, guys, but I don't know if you guys remember this little show called Smallville, which was one of the biggest CW shows of all time. You know what I mean? And damn near practically started the Arrowverse. You know what I mean? So apparently they were gonna do an animated show based on season 11, basically. And there were news that that was circling around that they were gonna do that. So unfortunately, we find out that from heroic Hollywood that that's not going to be the case. So apparently, let me go to it real quick. Give me real quick. So basically, it's off the table for a bit. So this was confirmed on the Talkville Pod. So for those of you that don't know, and shout out to Lex Luthor and Clark Kent, the actors for that, for doing the podcast. So basically, this is it's a podcast where Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling both talk about, I think it's like they go through each season of Smallville. So like they'll talk about the episode, they'll say like how they feel about it being outside of the other screen of the TV, you know what I mean? And then they give their score. Like I've watched a couple of them. I gotta go back and catch up. But I actually liked their podcast. It was pretty cool. Have you seen it? If not, how do y'all feel about it? Let me know in the comments down below. So this was what's the word, guys? Sorry about that. Confirmed on that show. Now, my thoughts about that, I actually really like the idea that we're gonna get an animated show. I actually really like that. Just because there are certain things you can do now that you couldn't do on that show. Now, mind you, the effects sort of still hold up today, but the stuff that they were doing was pretty cool too. But of course, they couldn't really do certain things like really get an accurate doomsday like they have on the CW Superman and Lois, which is, I don't even know how they was able to do that, bro. It's crazy. They was able to get an accurate doomsday, bro. Crazy work. And in Lois and Superman and Lois, they're able to do fights that they could not do in Smallville, bro. Like, and I think that's why they wasn't able to really have Clark fly until like season 10, because you can't have Clark fly every, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna break the budget, bro. You know what I mean? That's why they always had him fly in certain episodes. Like he has to not be Clark Kent. He had to be like Kal-El. You know what I'm saying? Crazy time. But like I said, there's certain things you can do on the animated side that you can't do on the live TV side. And it's a little bit of a bummer, but I get it because we have so many things coming up right now. I don't even know where you would fit that. Green Lantern and Starfire just got announced, animated show wise. So I get it, but at the same time, I felt like this could have helped your viewership too. You know what I mean? Now, even if they had said yes, I don't think we would have gotten it anytime soon. We probably would have gotten it like in 2028, 2029, something like that, because animation does take a minute. So, but I'm cool. I would love to see a animated Smallville with all the, well, I mean, I know Alice and Matt can't because, I don't want to bring it up here, but if you know, you know. But she can't come. You know what I mean? So because of that, we can't have all the cast return. But if most of the cast can return, and then you just get another VA for Chloe, I'd be fine with that too. There's no big difference there. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, guys. So we'll see. All right, so I think that's all of the old stuff. All right, so let's get to the new stuff. Let's get to the main topic in here. Okay, Blade, the infamous MCU movie that has not come out yet. Apparently, Marvel has a hard time writing about a black man going around killing vampires. Go figure. You can sit there, you can literally write, you can write a man that can swing webs out here beating bad guys. You can make a man of iron out here beating aliens, fighting aliens and stuff. But y'all can't sit here and make a black man fight a race of vampires. Like that's kind of crazy to me. But it is what it is. So we're getting this rumor from Superhero Hype. So apparently, the Blade movie has essentially been canceled, but there's still hope, supposedly. So a new rumors on the status of the Blade MCU movie paints a disappointing picture for the film and its potential future, with a slight ray of hope with the character overall. So according to the playlist, Rodrigo Perez, in a recent thread posted on Twitter, I'm not calling it X, he has heard from individuals that says that the Blade movie is nixed for now. Despite rumors that Chad Stahelski, for those of you that don't know, he does the John Wick movies. He's the brainchild behind that. It's supposed to be on the project as well. So that's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not surprised. When we got the Doomsday list of actors the other day, Blade was nowhere in sight. When we got the announcement of all the upcoming movie slates, Blade was not there. And it's kind of crazy to me. It's kind of crazy to me how they're taking so long to make a Blade movie. Like, what is the problem? Unless this character was really essential to the Avengers or something like that. Maybe he was going to fight Kang. I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I don't know. The only thing I could really say, and again, I might be wrong about this, but the only thing I could really say is that there was a script I heard years ago where Mahershala Blade was going to be replaced by his daughter, and she was going to be the new Blade going forward. Now, honestly, I think that's what happened, and I think that's why the Blade movie has been going through so much stuff as of late. And I think that's the case also because look at they got Mahershala Ali. Mahershala, let me find out when he first got announced. I think he was like in his late 40s when he got announced, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. You know what? They might say it here. I think they might say his age on this article. Crap. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure. How old was Mahershala Ali when he was. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. So Mahershala was 49 years old. Now that was back in what? I think that was back in 2018, right, guys? 2018. So all right, so let's say 2019. I want to say 2019. So 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's been 6 years. 6 years since we got anything on this Blade movie. Now Mahershala is now how old is Mahershala Ali? Mahershala Ali is 51 years old. This man is 51 years old. Now, he can still do some stuff. I mean, look at Keanu Reeves. That dude is damn near 60. Or he is 60. And he was out here doing the John Wick films, y'all. Out here sweeping people, wrestling with people, giving people the hands, bro. Competing with younger dudes, bro. He's 60 years old out here doing that. Now, I'm not saying that, you can't still do stuff at 51. I'm not saying that. I hope when I get that age, I'm still be able to do stuff too. Now, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, though, is y'all got an older actor to play this for a reason. And I think that was the reason to get rid of him early so they could, set up the way for Blade's daughter. Now, I'm going to be honest. Now, I don't care that this is a woman. I don't care. If this was Blade's son, I would have said the same thing that I'm saying to y'all now. That is one of the dumbest ideas Marvel has ever thought about, has ever put to paper. We have not spent no time with this Blade. The only Blade we ever spent time with was Wesley Snipes. That's the only one. And Wesley Snipes is too old. And again, I get it. Bring back Wesley Snipes' Blade, blah, blah, blah. I get all that. But guys, you got to understand something. And I'm being very, very realistic. Dude is 70. Let me find out how old he is too. I'm just doing the fact checking, guys. So just give me a second. I believe he's 62. How old is Wesley? So Wesley is 62, bro. He is 62. There is no way in the world, even when you look at Deadpool, there's no way in the world that this man can do the things that he did when he was 30. Or whenever he did those movies, whenever he did the Blade movies. I believe he was in his early 30s. You know what? Let me look that up too. Let me look that up too since I'm here. Let me look that up too. Hold on a second, guys. How old was Blade? Okay, so he was 36 years old when he did the first Blade. He was 36 years old. He was almost approaching 40. And Mahershala is 45 when he did the first when he got announced to do this. So the math ain't mathing here. You gotta get a younger dude to play Blade. I'm sorry. You have to. I love Wesley. I do. Okay? Some MFs cannot. Some MFs always want to ice skate uphill. Yes, I was there. Okay? I saw this in the movie theater. Yes, I am that old. Yes. Okay, I'm not as old as light skin, but I'm old too. You know what I'm saying? No diss to you, light skin. You know I love you, baby. But yeah. So to sit there and get an older actor to play this physically challenging character, I mean, come on. You have to get a younger player. I'm sorry. He has to be younger. Now, I'm not saying anybody black could just be in this role. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying get Michael Blackston to play this role. I'm not saying that. You know, Michael Blackston as Blade is. I can't even say that. I mean, Sticky Fingers was Blade too. You know what I'm saying? So maybe in another multiverse, maybe in another multiverse, Michael Blackston was out here as Blade. Oh man, that's gonna be funny. But anyway, so I'm not saying just throw in any other black person to be Blade. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it has to be a younger black male. It has to be. It has to be. Has to be, y'all. I'm sorry. Now, going back to the actual news. I'm not really disappointed because honestly, I just don't care anymore. And I hate feeling that way, but I don't care anymore. I really don't. At this point, I'd rather you just give me a TV show at this point. Matter of fact, y'all need to make this a Disney Plus show. If y'all really want to do that, and again, I know Blade deserves the big screen. I understand that without Blade, the MCU really wouldn't exist. I understood that 100%. I understand that 100%. However, I feel like at this point, maybe it needs to be a show and setting up the Midnight Suns. Blade could be what Daredevil was for the Netflix shows, or even what Arrow was to the Arrowverse. Those shows, Arrow, Daredevil. I think there was Arrow and Daredevil were the ones that launched the whole franchise. Okay, those were the things that launched the whole franchise. So I think Blade being in a whole franchise where he sets up the Midnight Suns and he sets up that whole supernatural side, I feel like he needs to be that. That would be a better purpose. And let me say it again so I can listen to myself too. I think Blade should be a Daredevil or Arrow type of show where it spawns the whole mystic and the witchcraft and all that other side of the MCU. Kind of like how Agatha was. You know what I'm saying? To really launch that side of the MCU where we lead up to eventually the Midnight Suns. That's where I feel like what you can do with Blade right now. Cancel it as a movie, cool. Give me a show then on Disney Plus where you can have him be the Arrow, the Green Arrow, or the Daredevil of the mystic side of the MCU. Do that. I'm cool with that. And then have him lead up to the Midnight Suns. What do y'all think about that? Let me know in the comments. How y'all feel about that? All right. But either way, it was cool. It's cool. It is what it is. If they want to change it into a show, like I said, and do what I'm telling them to do, what I said to do, I'd be cool with that too. But guys, more importantly, how do you feel about this news? Are you disappointed? Are you happy with it? Or you just don't care? You just don't care. You just want Wesley Snipes back in as Blade. How do you guys feel? Let me in the comments. Let me know in the comments below. All right. Now, guys. I wanted to, so I wasn't gonna do this here. Well, I was thinking about doing it here, but I wasn't sure. So as you guys know, I usually do movie reviews, like out of the theater reviews. I usually do stuff like that, and I didn't get to do it for this particular movie because it was very late and I was tired and all that stuff. So I didn't really get to do it for that movie. But I figured, you know what? Let me talk about it now since I'm here. And if you want me to keep doing it like this, let me know in the comments down below. Okay. So I want to talk about this movie, this little old movie that came out during the weekend called A Working Man. It starred with none other than the king of action films currently, Jason Statham. I don't know. Can I really call him that? I don't know. I'd really have to get that to Keanu Reeves. I really had to get that to him. But y'all let me know in the comments. Actually, you know what? That's a great topic to talk about. Now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, that is a great topic to talk about. Gotta keep that in the middle. Anyway, so A Working Man was directed by David Ayer. Now, I know he sounds familiar because he also directed a little number called The Beekeeper. Now, that was like, I think last year or the year before that. So A Working Man is basically Jason Statham, who you find out is a retired vet. He works in construction, and he goes after these people who kidnapped his boss's daughter. That's basically the gist of the movie. There is no extra stuff. That's just the basis of the movie. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I like The Working Man. I liked it more than I like Beekeeper. Now, I was hard on Beekeeper because to me it seemed like a copy of John Wick. That's what it seemed like to me. Not an action per se, but just the story, you know. If for those of you that haven't watched it, well, if y'all haven't watched it, go watch it and then come back here. So I thought it was like a carbon copy of John Wick story wise. You know, just based on the round table, you know, the table, the high table, this organization of assassins and stuff like that. Here it's not the same, and it is not connected to Beekeeper. Jason Statham here is a whole nother different character. So you can consider this as another universe. Because when I saw David Ayer's name and Jason Statham working together, I just thought that this might be a sequel to Beekeeper. But it's not. It's basically its own thing. And I really liked it. I liked it more than I thought I would. The action was cool, but I'm going to get to the action later. I really liked the story. They kind of changed it up a little bit. It wasn't just such cut and dry like it is with a lot of Jason Statham movies past the Transport. Okay. This is something a little bit different. It does deliver on the action though, and the action is glorious, bro. Jason Statham, I don't know what he doing, bro, but he need to keep it up, bro, because he be out here just destroying people, just physically destroying people, bro. Crazy work. But what I really liked about it was the story a little bit. It's not just such a it is like he's saving this girl, but there's more elements to it than that. And again, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just giving y'all like a overhead review of the movie. I really liked how it is story wise. Like I said, it takes a little bit of a turn that I didn't expect, so I appreciate the freshness of the story. So I appreciate that. Again, it's not like, you know, world class type writing, no, but I like that they changed certain things a little bit. I really did like that. David Harbour is in the movie. I love David Harbour. He's not in it at the movie as much, and that's fine. I like the character that he was. He's blind, so they do little funny stuff with that too. But he's a little bit of a badass too, so that's cool. I like the acting in the movie. The acting in the movie was serviceable. Was pretty good. You know, again, not Oscar winning status good, no, but it was still cool. I enjoyed it. Jason Statham, of course, did his thing. I actually did like the action in this. David Ayer and Jason Statham need to do more movies together. I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that. You know what I mean? Like I said, the action was pretty dope. The story was all right. I like the story. And again, I don't want to really like I don't want to spoil the movie. But there are certain unalives in this movie that's pretty dope. Pretty and it is vicious, gruesome at times. Especially like when you get to like the end fight scene of the movie, bro. Crazy work. Yo. Y'all need to go see this movie, bottom line. Y'all need to go see this damn movie, okay? Stop playing and go see this movie. All right. If I had to give it a score, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10. I did enjoy myself. It is a serviceable movie, and like I said, David Ayer and Jason Statham, they need to do more movies together. Or you could change it up and do it with another. You know what? I would love it if David Ayer gets with Michael Jai White. I feel like Michael Jai White don't get his flowers, bro. He really don't. He is one of those really great martial arts actors in Hollywood, bro. He's done it, and he's done different genres too. He's done Why Did I Get Married? He's done Blood and Bone. He does his B movies here and there, and of course, Black Dynamite. I mean, how can you not say his filmography and not say Black Dynamite? Yes, he did Spawn and Universal Soldier. Yes. But I feel like Black Dynamite is one of Michael Jai White's like golden gooses of movies, bro. Because I believe he wrote the movie. You know what? Let me look that up real quick for you guys. Let me look that up. Let me look that up real quick. Because I could be wrong, but let me look. So Michael Jai Wright, Byron Mims, and Scott Sanders wrote the movie. So, it was something that I didn't expect from Michael Jai White. I didn't expect Michael Jai White to have such comedic timing and just be funny, when he did Black Dynamite. I really just didn't expect that, bro. You know what I mean? He really did the blaxploitation spoof really well, and I think he has another movie called The Outlaw Something. The Outlaw Something. I didn't get to watch that movie, but when I get a chance though, I'm gonna react to it for the channel. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like Michael Jai White need to be up there too when it comes to Hollywood. And it's crazy to me he don't get enough roles, bro. Him and Diamond Hunjutsu, they don't get enough roles, big roles in Hollywood, bro. I think the biggest movie I remember him being in, off the top of my head, was Spawn, Exit Wounds, Universal Soldier 2: The Return, because that went to movie. I remember that. I think I did see that in the movie when I was a kid. I don't remember. I think that's. Oh, and Why Did I Get Married? Why Did I Get Married? Yeah. He was in that too. Blood and Bone. I mean, come on. Was Blood and Bone in the movie theater? I think it was. I don't think it did well in the movies, in the box office, though. I don't think it did. But he is a great, he's definitely a great martial arts movie guy. He definitely is one of the best out here. Oh, he needs his flowers. He really does need his flowers, y'all. For real. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just going back. I'm sorry, just going back to a working man. I would really suggest y'all go see this movie. You will not be disappointed. Y'all will have a good time with that movie. So go check it out. All right. Excuse me, guys. Give me 1 second. Damn. Thirsty. All right, y'all. I think that's all the news for now. If you guys want to give us any suggestions of like topics you want us to talk about, please let us know in the comments down below. We would love to get your suggestions, and we would love. I tell you what, you give us the suggestions, we will shout you out on the live. So every time, let's just say, for example, one of you guys will say, "Oh, talk about the 10 best action movies of all time, in your opinion." Whoever posted that will shout you out on the live, and then we'll answer your question. Okay. I kind of want to do that at the end of every live. Going forward. So let us know what you guys want to talk about. I'll even put a poll, not a poll, but I'll put it up on the community chat, the community page. I'm sorry, letting us know what like topics you guys want us to talk about. So I'll do all that after this stream. And guys, please support the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let everybody know that Geek Lowest Stars are in town. And we want to make sure that we get out there. You know what I'm saying? Because we all love to talk about movies. We all love to talk about comic book stuff, comic book movies in general. We love talking about that stuff. So we need your guys' help, and we need your guys' support to do that. So please please do that for us, okay? And with that, guys, we're going to head out. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And guys, we will see you the next time with more news. I had something else in mind, but you know what? I'm going to say that for later. Also, we have a lot of reactions coming up. We also got a lot of reactions on the channel, too. We got Severance up. We have Daredevil Born Again up. We're going to have a lot more other stuff coming for you guys, so please stay tuned. And all right, guys, I'm out of here. Deuces, be safe. I love you guys. Have a good week. Later, y'all.